Hello guys, welcome back to another video from Tech Umbrella. Today we will be doing a recommendation video on which smartphone will be best for you among our current options. We have shortlisted the following phones after several analysis and testing from our team. Oppo Reno 4 Pro, Oneplus Nord, Vivo X50 Pro. Without any further ado, let's get into the video. Let's start with Oppo Reno 4 Pro. The Reno series from Oppo has some of most gorgeous smartphones you will find over the past couple of years. The latest phone to join the rank is Oppo Reno 4 Pro, which was just launched in India. Let's dissect the phone specs one by one. First, the design and the display. Like we said earlier, the Reno series have delivered some extremely good looking phones in the past, and Reno 4 is yet another feather in Oppo's cap. The phone is delight to hold as it's exponentially lightweight and slim at just 161 grams and 7.7mm respectively. Moving over to the front, you see a 6.5-inch AMOLED curved display with a 20:9 aspect ratio and 92% screen to body ratio. The Oppo Reno 4 Pro delivers good clarity and contrast while watching movies or shows in high resolution on Netflix, YouTube, Prime Video and other streaming platforms. The viewing angles are great and we have no trouble reading the screen under bright sunlight. Next, we have camera. The Reno 4 Pro offers a quad camera setup that includes a 48MP Sony IMX586 primary sensor, an 8MP ultra wide angle lens, a 2MP macro lens and a 2MP mono camera. Up front, the phone gets 32MP Sony IMX616 sensor. The camera app will be quite familiar if you have used the Oppo or Realme phone before. Daylight photos from the main camera look quite attractive. There are plenty of detail to be found. Highlights and shadows look good and contrast is mostly on point. Next, let's discuss about the performance.
Ready?
The
Let's
Oppo
go.
Reno 4 Pro is powered by new Snapdragon 720G chipset paired with 8GB RAM and 128GB internal storage.
This is infinitely better.
The phone is able to run games like PUBG Mobile on
Not a hero.
HD plus high graphics and can even go up to ultra frame rate on lower graphics, which is great to see.
But I got one.
During 30 minutes gameplay session, the phone ran smoothly with no lags or stutters.
Next up,
But what really impressed us most was how cool the phone remained during the entire session.
let me add a new dimension.
Oppo Reno 4 Pro runs on Android 10 with ColorOS 7.2 on top.
Hello, looking
Next,
slim.
let's
I
talk
like that
about the
little
battery.
You're not bad yourself.
The Oppo Reno 4 Pro houses a 4000 mAh battery, which is pretty average size compared to other phones available these days, many of which
Time to give
features
them a shot.
4000 mAh battery or 5000 mAh batteries.
Inside and out.
With 90Hz constantly enabled, the device will last until evening before you find yourself reaching for the charger. We managed to get around 4 to 5 hours of screen on time on Reno 4 Pro.
Ladies and gentlemen,
In our PC benchmark test, the phone delivered 9 hours and 26 minutes, which is expected from a phone with a 4000
Oppo
mAh
Reno
battery.
4 Pro.
Next on the list is OnePlus Nord. The OnePlus brand, which originally coined the phrase flagship killer, has been moving slowly into premium smartphone space in recent years. Now the company seems to going back to its roots by offering more affordable smartphone in price segments, which it had abandoned. The newly launched OnePlus Nord is not a flagship phone nor it's a flagship killer, but it is a stab by the company to re-establish a foothold in the mid-range. Let's dissect the phone specs one by one. First, the design and display. The Nord design includes a quad camera layout at the back and a dual punch hole camera cut out on top right at front, while OnePlus has marketed the Nord as a mid-ranging offering. It has not skinned on premium materials for an aesthetically pleasing device. The front and the back of the device are covered with Corning Gorilla Glass 5 protection like the flagship OnePlus 8 series. Another area that doesn't involve compromise is the display, which is arguable one of the best in the segment. The device has 6.44-inch Full HD AMOLED panel with a 20:9 aspect ratio and 408 pixel per inch. Unlike the OnePlus 8 series, the screen is flat and does not curve on the sides, which prevents any accidental touches. Next, we have the camera. The OnePlus Nord features the same camera setup that you would see on a OnePlus 8 with the addition of depth sensor. The Nord has a 48MP Sony IMX586 primary sensor. The other sensor on OnePlus Nord include a 8MP ultra-wide sensor, a 2MP macro sensor and a 5MP depth sensor. On the front, a first for OnePlus smartphone is a dual selfie camera setup, which include a 32MP primary sensor and an 8MP ultra-wide lens. Photo quality from main sensor in a good daylight condition is superb, not unlike the flagship OnePlus devices. You get vibrant photos with color reproduction and exposure handling that are top-notch for the price. The OnePlus Nord after Vivo X50 Pro happens to be the second smartphone in India powered by Snapdragon 765G processor. As for the software, we think that OnePlus Oxygen OS offers perhaps the best user experience in the Android world. That opinion has not changed with the OnePlus Nord, and it is one of the biggest contributors to flagship level experience. While doing heavy tasks such as playing PUBG Mobile at max setting, you feel a slight dip on an otherwise performance-centric devices. At last, let's get to the battery. The OnePlus Nord packs a 4115 mAh battery, which is just about as good as other devices in the same price range, while the 765G processor is quite power efficient. I have noticed that the Nord just makes it through one day of usage, and that too when I have been playing any intensive games during the time. At last, we have Vivo's very own X50 Pro. Vivo has been one of the main brands at forefront of smartphone innovation in recent times, and the company has now come out with another innovative product. The Vivo X50 Pro is first phone with a gimbal camera. In this review, we shall try to answer how good this gimbal system really is and what else the X50 Pro brings to the table. Let's dissect the phone specs one by one. First, the design and display. The Vivo X50 Pro has one of the most beautiful back panels that you can get on a smartphone. Instead of usual coming Gorilla Glass protection, Vivo is using Scotch Sensation UP glass on the device's front and back. The phone is also incredibly light and thin, measuring in just 8 mm of thickness, although this does not include the protecting cameras on the back. The Vivo X50 Pro packs in a Super AMOLED panel, as befits a phone of its price tag, which measures 6.56 inch in size, is HDR10 Plus certificated and offers full HD Plus resolution. The display itself is quite vibrant with good color reproduction and contrast levels, which match other displays having an AMOLED panel. Next, we have the camera. Let's talk specs about the giant gimbal camera that is focus of all attention on the device. It is 48MP Sony IMX598 sensor, which as per the company lies on a double ball suspension mount, promising to give it nearly 300% improvement in stability over a traditional OIS system. There are other sensors on the phone as well, which are 8MP ultra wide sensor with laser autofocus, 13MP telephoto camera with 2x optimal zoom, and an 8MP periscope sensor with 5x optimal zoom and up to 60x hybrid zoom. The main function of gimbal is to take extremely smooth and jerk-free photos and videos. This becomes much more prominent when you take the phone and walk or run while shooting a video. We were extremely impressed with how smooth the videos turned out when we are walking. Now, let's move to the performance of the system. The Vivo X50 Pro is the first phone in the Indian market to pack in the Qualcomm Snapdragon 765G chipset, which naturally gives it 5G capabilities. However, for the later, currently and for the foreseeable future, there is going to be a little to no use. The 765G is a powerful mid-range chipset from Qualcomm, and the performance on the X50 Pro is quite good. The single 8GB RAM variant on the device means the several apps can remain open in the background. For much more graphically intensive tasks such as PUBG Mobile, the device is suited to run extreme frame rate option, but only when the graphics are set to the lowest. The HDR option, present on device with a Snapdragon 855 or above, cannot be selected on the device. Even so, the gaming experience was quite pleasant on the device. Hardcore mobile gamers might want to look at the upcoming Asus ROG Phone 3 or Oneplus 8 for better experience. We have never been much as a fan as far as Vivo's Fun Touch OS skin overlaying on Android is concerned. However, it seems that Vivo has been listening to feedback over the past couple of years to make its software experience less like an iOS clone. In terms of battery life, the Vivo X50 Pro packs in an 4350 mAh cell, which is more than capable of pushing the device to a full day of usage without breaking a sweat. Our standard battery test, which loops a video on a repeat at off brightness and volume, showed that the device lasted 21 hours, which is more or less what you can expect from a phone of this battery capacity.
Photography redefined with X50 series.
That brings us to the end. So what is our final verdict? Based on the application to which you are going to use your phone, it might vary. If you are willing to spend money, your choice should be without a doubt Vivo X50 Pro, as it beats. It peers in almost every aspect. But if your budget is little low, then we give you two choices based on your needs. If you are considering general performance and gaming experience, Oppo Reno 4 Pro all the way. OnePlus Nord gives you better visual display, ideal for all those bingy watches out there. Rear camera wise, Oppo Reno 4 beats OnePlus Nord by a fair margin. But this situation is reversed in case of front camera. Both these phones are fairly exceptional at their price range. So keeping in mind what we said, choose your ideal phone. Thanks for watching. If you have any suggestions or recommendation for us, comment below. They may become future videos. If you want to support us, like, share and subscribe.